Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share a quick unboxing and first look at the Sigma 100 to 400 millimeter DG contemporary lens for Sony E-mount cameras. So I've got my A7R IV to the left of this, and that'll be the camera that I will predominantly be testing this lens on. I do currently have the A7S Mark III, I have my A7R Mark II, so we'll see. It'll make the rounds, no question about it. And I will be directly comparing this $950 piece of glass to what I presently own and use, which is the G Master Sony 100 to 400, which is far more expensive at $2,500. It's also heavier, larger in just about every possible way. So it's going to be a good comparison, I think. A really good comparison, especially considering, again, that the contemporary glass that you're about to see here is so much less expensive. So let's move the A7R IV and the cage out of the way and get it completely out of the way, and let's focus on the Sigma. So again, at $950 US, I'm not expecting it to match the performance of the G Master, but if it even comes close, it's going to be very compelling. I mean, that's really how I look at this, is that it doesn't have to best it. And Sigma did send this over for review purposes. For those of you that are wondering, we've got the lens hood right here. No collar is included with this lens. That's an optional purchase. So if you know that you're going to need a lens collar, be aware of that. So it's just something, I think a lot of you won't need it, but again, in the event you do need it, I'm pretty sure it's a proprietary lens collar. That doesn't mean you can't shop for others, and I think it's 130 or 140, I'm not sure, don't quote me on the price. I didn't get it as part of the review kit, so I'll be testing it without the lens collar, and quite frankly, I don't think it's a big deal, because this lens is nowhere near as large, I feel like, as the G Master, but again, that may just be in my head. It's not like it's small, but the G Master feels like the Hulk compared to this. Of course, as I mentioned, we've got a lens hood included. It is plastic. The construction of this is predominantly metal, so very solid feeling lens. That's not in question. Lock that on, and you're ready to go. In terms of on-lens controls, pretty much everything you would expect. So essentially the same controls that you've got, stabilization, focus, distance control, lock, and autofocus versus manual focus. This is made in Japan. You've also got a lock for the actual focal range as well. It is a pumper, for those of you that are wondering, but that's not anything new, right? I mean, that's exactly how the G Master functions that I have here as well. So what it really boils down to is, do you want to spend $950 US or $2,500? And is the quality difference, which I'm very curious to see, is it going to be that different? I mean, I'm not expecting a world of difference between the two of these. This has been fairly well tested. It's been out for several months. Reviews are solid. And that's why when I was communicating with Sigma about what I'd like to review, this was part of the discussion, because it makes sense, especially putting it up against my 100 to 400. Now, just to see what it looks like on a body, let's grab the A7S. Hopefully I have no accidents. A lot of gear here, and I do mean it, a lot of gear. But let's take a look at what it looks like on the A7S. I know I just said I didn't plan on necessarily using it on this, because the A7S is a video-centric machine, but let's see. In fact, I'm going to take off the Bluetooth grip for the A7S as well. And the reason I'm using the A7S is because the body is obviously incredibly similar to that of the A7R IV. They're pretty much identical, so this will give you a very good idea of what it's going to look like on an E-mount camera. And that's my goal here with mounting it right now on the A7S. And there you have it. Now, granted, I've got the shotgun mic on, but this is just, to me, again, a lighter setup in every possible way to be shooting than the big boy over there, the G Master. And when it comes, again, to still and video performance, granted, I mostly shoot stills with this lens, but it certainly should be capable, just like the G Master, for video. I meant that I predominantly shoot stills with the G Master, and that's what I'll be doing with this. This is still should be a solid performer for video, just as the G Master is. I mean, the G Master pulls fantastic video quality. So I'm expecting that from the Sigma product as well. So excited to get new fresh glass on my Sony bodies. There's your side-by-side between the two. And again, this is, I think, substantially smaller. I didn't look at the actual grams between the two. And granted, I do have a lens collar on the G Master, but remember, even if the lens collar is an additional purchase with the Sigma is less than half the price. So who cares? I mean, it's not even a conversation piece, right? It's not a big deal. You're saving so much money. Now, regarding performance, we'll see. But I expect good things. Sigma has been doing good things for a long time. I'm glad to finally have a relationship with them so that I can actually bring all of you, my viewers, more of their products, because options are a good thing. And I've exclusively covered Sony glass, but now, you know, if you caught my unboxing of this guy right here, their wide angle 14 to 24, I'm loving this. So keep your eyes open for the update on this. And I have to say, as an alternative to the G Master, it performs really well. And again, doesn't come close to the cost of the $3,000 alternative from Sony. So options are good to have. And this is, in my opinion, one of the best comparisons that I could possibly be doing right now for anyone interested in figuring out which lens is right for them as an E-mount full frame shooter who's into birding like myself or sports photography, etc. Any questions or comments, please feel free to post them. Hit that like button. And as usual, please feel free to subscribe and please stay safe. Later.